Today we got a project. We need to make Old Nose a bigger feed trough. Right now we've been putting him some feed. He's got a little bit of feed left over from last night. I fed him just at dark. So we're gonna build him a feed trough that goes between these two columns here, and that'll go a little bit bigger. As he grows, we want to be able to give him more feed, and so we want to be able to come off these two columns here and come out so we can give him, as he grows, more feed. So we're going to do that. That's Mr. Nose. We call him that. He won't stand still to be able to give you a good shot of his nose, to show you the nose. But that is the project for today. Alrighty, we've taken a measurement over here on our trough. We got to do a 38.5 inches. So we're going to cut a couple of boards 38.5 inches, and then we'll put a couple boards side by side and see how wide that's going to be, to see if we want to make it 2 boards wide or if we're going to go 3 boards wide. And then we'll come back and cut a board to go underneath the boards to screw down to brace them or to hold them together underneath, to hold that together. Our puppy likes to
great.
So alrighty, we're going to cut these boards and we'll figure that out in a minute.
What are you going to do with that little board?
I don't know. I may use them as braces or underneath them.
Because I was just letting the people know what you were going to do with that little board.
They're just scraps right this moment. They may work for the braces underneath.
Okay, we'll be back in a little bit with the next step.
Got everything cut to length, and we got all our boards. We're in here in the stall with Nose, and we're going to start assembling this feed trough and putting it together. We're going to fit it all here. We've got a couple of boards here cut to length. We went ahead and cut 3 boards wide for the bottom of our feed trough, so it would fit a little bit more feed. We're going to go up one section, one board high. That should be plenty. So the way we're going to do it here is, remember I didn't mark these things, so I gotta remember which ones are which now. Alright. Okay, the way we're going to do this is we got a board on both sides of these 4x4s. This is actually a 4x6 and a 4x4. So we're going to come on both sides and screw that down so that way it holds the trough better and the best. And then it just gives us a little bit more stability to our feed trough. I'll catch those outside screws on the later on because the trough won't be over top of those, but we'll get these here now. And then I had a couple of straps here that I figured, hey, I got them. Why not throw them in here about like that, just to kind of brace this thing up a little bit more. And so that's what we're going to do. As you can see, I'm not measuring this. It's just a feed trough to put some feed in for nose here and other future steers or cows we might feed out to butcher. And it's just got a hold feed, so it's not nothing that's got to be perfect. Next we'll grab one of our bottom boards. Put that in there a little bit. Get that about right there. Can you grab me that little bucket over there, that little coffee can, real quick? Old Nose, he's watching. When we first brought him, he was a little crazy. But last night when I fed him, he actually come up here right as I was feeding, and he let me pet him on the head a few times. So he's calmed down a little bit. I think after we feed him another week or so, he'll keep calming down. But alrighty, here we go. Now on this next board here, I'm gonna shove it up there as tight as I can against the first board to try to keep any feed from falling in between cracks. Alrighty, now we're going to build the box, if you will, that will go around it. I thought I trimmed all that off and I forgot to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this box, and then I'll screw it down into the post and everything after I get it put together. Let me just tell you, I'm no carpenter, but if it'll hold feet, it'll work. And I'm going to put one of these long screws in these ends just to help hold these things together a little bit. Because these short screws aren't all that long and they don't go very far. These boards I'm using for the box are a little bit longer, or a little bit thicker, so these short screws aren't getting the best of grip. And these boards are just your corral boards from Rural King, Tractor Supply, a farm and feed store, somewhere like that.
You've never met Nose? No. This is our daughter, Mackenzie. She's the first time she's meeting our steer over here.
That's our youngest daughter.
Go look at his nose.
She's our animal lover.
He's not going to hurt you, baby.
Why is his nose screwed up?
Because he's got a birth defect like you.
Born that way.
He has a cleft palate or cleft
We don't
lip or
know.
whatever.
No, like part of his nose didn't.
He's got a cleft nose.
Nose is really curious as to what's going on in his pen.
Bro, I'm trying to make it where I can feed you a little bit more at a time. As you could see, people, I made sure that screw wasn't going to go through and into my wife's stomach, because she wouldn't have been too happy about that. And I like to sleep at night. And I like to sleep with knowing my wife wasn't going to cut my throat tonight.
Our other bystanders.
The sheep are curious too, because they got to be fed every 5 minutes. I may be overdoing it a little bit with the screws, but I want to make sure Nose or any other of our future animals aren't going to rip this thing off the wall or off this side. So we're going to put a few extra screws in it.
Grace.
Grace is curious too about all the animals.
No, she just wants to mess with him. She likes to see him run.
I'm going to put a couple of screws in the back on those back boards just to give a little extra support back there. And a little extra support, but man, that thing's pretty.
Here, you want to take it on that side so you can show them what that side looks like, and then...
Pretty strong. And but that's what it looks like. There's no boards underneath. Old nose left just a little bit of feed in there. We'll get him some more. A little bit more later. And that's what she looks like. We'll move these over for, depends where the sheep will be able to go to if we ever need them over there. So, alrighty, God bless, and that's a project done.